Panther Nation in the building. Oh, this is smooth. What's up, Larry?
What's going on?
Not a damn thing. The bullshit. That's what's going on. The bullshit. Well, I mean, like Will said, man, you know, this is what our defense is supposed to look like, based on what we got, man. Whew.
It's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, yo. It is what it was nice getting those 3 wins.
I've been saying is all week they just look better. They look better because we control time and possession and they're not on, let the clock run out to keep the games close when the offense can't carry them with your vision.
Right. What's up, Michael? Welcome. But yeah, man. So the Bucks put a thumping on us after we started out pretty smoothly. Actually, wasn't too bad the first half of the game, and there it went.
Should play Ice Cube. Should play Ice Cube's No Vaseline in the background, Tim.
Like for real, yo.
I've listened to it 4 times since after the game. Cube, I felt you on that on the whole time, bro. For real.
It was 17-17 at halftime, bro. We like, 20-17. We down by 3. Had them pinned down on the 3-yard line. It's like, I mean, we in good shape. Then all of a sudden,
man, we need to see why we're just anemic in the third quarter. That's what I need to start seeing, because third quarter we can't do nothing offensively or defensively in our third quarters. It's just abysmal.
Well, I'm sure Tom Brady went into halftime and cursed his team out, and they came out pissed off.
Oh, for sure.
We don't have that ability. We don't have anybody that's going to curse someone out and demand accountability. So we don't have it. Our rookies play better than our vets. So why would I take orders from a guy I'm playing better than? I just don't. I ain't never been in the locker room that's like that. You taking orders from a guy just because he's older than you? Nah, don't go like that. You can run me my fade.
And what to do?
Yeah, I can't take orders from somebody that I'm outperforming. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You might want to address Michael's comment there, the pass rush situation.
Yeah, man. I mean, gave up a 3rd and 19. I mean, Burns out there pushing Brady off the spot, and nobody's there to help him. I mean, we only got one guy that can rush the quarterback. When we bring pressure, we can't cover on the back end, or the pressure don't get there. I mean, I just when we rush 3 and drop 8, still can't stop anybody. I mean, it's like, I just think scheme plays a part in it. I won't, keep Phil Snow off the hook entirely, but
no doubt
players got to execute too, and they just.
And it's no secret that pass rush and pass coverage go hand in hand. I mean, that's like trying to lace up your shoes with the left side of the shoestring and not the right. I mean, they both coincide greatly, and it's just we not covering long enough for the pass rush to get there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's asking a lot when you're covering 3, but to give up a 3rd and 19 on a check down to a tight end is just absolutely, man, just. Yeah, so it's just not the thing fans need to realize is not just one particular area. It's a lot, because if it was one particular area, we could address that area. But like what Larry said, we got rookies playing better than vets, and these rookies who are still puppies, some starting to get dog form to them, but they still nipping and yapping. I mean. It's all the part. This is what a true rebuild looks like from the inside. So, I could tell right now, a lot of our fans thought they was ready for what a rebuild looked like, but now that we're in it, they realized that it wasn't going to be what they thought it was.
Nah, just give me the full rebuild, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm tired of being in every single football game, except this one. So now that we got blown out the water, let's just see what everybody got. Give these guys some time to put some film on tape for their next jobs. Let's see what Tyler Larson got. Let's see what Schofield and Miller got, man. Give them guys an opportunity to go earn jobs somewhere else, man. Hang it up. Don't bring Christian McCaffrey back out here. Because if you want to rebuild, you want to get good picks, obviously. We in the basement. Let's try to get a top 10 picks in at this point. I'm not saying tank, but let PJ Walker put some film out there, bro. Because this shit is ugly. Like, I don't mind us losing because we know that we're trying to rebuild and get better. We see guys getting better every week, but same time, bro. I don't want to be picking like 18th or 19th at this point.
I don't know, man. I just don't think that locker room needs that kind of rep going into the off season.
I mean, you need to have. I mean, you got to have some confidence like that. Like these guys have been in every football game. I know as a young football player, you got to win games to want to play better. These guys aren't winning, so that's taking a toll on their egos.
Yeah, for sure.
Make the message clear. Like this game, this is the first game we weren't in, but first half of football, you feel like you can win this football game. First, if you just watch the first half, go cut the game off. You're going to tell yourself, "Oh, the Bucs and the Panthers had a close game."
Mm-hmm. So
they fell apart with that. It was 20-17. You got them backed up on their own 3-yard line. I mean, if you can force a punt like you're supposed to in that situation,
tell a vet to make a play.
Your offense gonna come back and have good field position, but now you got them backed up on their own 3. Brian Burns isn't in the game. Derek Brown's not in the game. You got the second D-line rotation in when we need a play from your defense there. We give up a 98-yard TD run. I think that just kind of took the life out of everybody. Everybody started trying to do too much and wasn't worried about doing their jobs anymore. I mean, that play was a backbreaker, and I thought they just never recovered from it. But I mean, you got to play 4 quarters, man. It's play one good half isn't enough, especially against teams like this. You got to be able to bounce back from plays like that too. I mean, it's no excuse for just completely unraveling just because you give up one big play. Where's the guy to be on the sideline and say, we gave him one. Let's shake it off and come back. There's still plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah, and another thing you have to look at is that with this team, there's just nobody that's I mean, man, it's got me tongue-tied. But when I think about it, like this team just has not the ability to be able to just, I don't know, my words just went blank on me real quick. But it's just a struggle watching this team. I mean, I get that it's a rebuild. I get that, we take our lumps, but just to see the team to be put in position all throughout the week to make plays and then to go out there and to be beaten by the same thing that you saw all week was coming, I guess that's was kind of disheartening to me. The fact that, the play that, Leonard Fournette bust our ass with in week 2, exact same formation, ran the ball to the exact same left side, right up nearly the same gap. I think it was A gap week 2. I think he was able to hit it in B gap, this game round, because lo and behold, we have absolutely nobody lined up standing there in the B gap. We got A, C, D covered, and lo and behold, we got Trey Boston as the last line of defense. I mean, man.
I said before the start of the season, Kev, I said if we wanted to win football games, we have to get them out the way early. So no preseason. It's going to be a lot of sloppy football being played. That was the time, to teach guys how to win football games. We won 3 in a row. At this point, if you're still trying to teach guys to win football games and we're doing stuff like this The mistakes made today that blew up in our face were things that should have been already addressed. Like guys should just know better at this point. I just feel like
That
dudes just out there running, trying to collect the check. I
that's
guess
yeah,
that's
that's what
why
I
I
was
have
gonna
a
say. Yeah.
pessimistic attitude today. But that's what I saw. It wasn't like nobody seen anything new. Nobody seen anything to throw them off. Guys are just out there running, just trying to get a check.
So
So
there's a lack of leadership. There's a lack of leadership.
lack of
Is that
leadership.
does
This
that come
team
from the
don't. This
coaching though?
I'm not going to point at the coaching staff. It's just they don't have a large enough sample size. But I know ain't nobody teaching how to win football games no more.
Hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Larry, for training because that was actually my train of thought. Like, one of the hardest things to do is learn how to win in the NFL,
Hmm.
and we're seeing that just looking on the schedule and thinking, oh, that's the win, that's the win, that's the win, that's the win. It don't work that way. Winning on the NFL level is harder than anything you ever seen in college. And all the ranks below that as you elevated on your way up. And when you think about who's left over, I mean, who really contributed to the Panthers last having a successful consecutive winning season? I mean, I don't know who's left over from the 2015 or the 2017 teams and I almost want to put asterisks beside 2017, even though we was 11-5. That's pretty much off the strength of Cam's legs, basically.
Hmm.
If we want to really be honest, I mean, yeah, a win is a win, but even during that 2015 season, we was able to overcome a lot of these one-score games. And I hate to, I mean, when I look at it, Tampa Bay is the only team that's ever beaten us by more than one score when the final tally was tabulated. But yeah, I mean, I get the fans tired of losing and getting our backs beat in like we did today, but this is the process of what it takes, to learn and win. As far as like, people want to say it's the coaching and things of that nature. When I think about it, a lot of people want to point at Belichick as being the GOAT, right? The GOAT coach.
Hmm.
Well, Belichick had several seasons under who? Bill Parcells, Hall of Fame coach, right?
Hmm.
All right. When he got that job in Cleveland, his first three seasons were losing seasons. So even though he had all that NFL experience from a Hall of Fame coach, that that doesn't necessarily translate that knowledge that you share into results on the field. It takes time. And I think that our fan base is a lot of them are missing that point that it's a slow, ugly process that's not popular.
Hey, I don't
Facts.
mind losing. I might be a little bit different from the fan base. I'm just saying, if you're gonna lose, just get it over with. All of this teasing with these close football games, and then you come today and get blown out of the water. Stop embarrassing me like that, bro. I got friends as Bucks fans. You know what I'm saying? So this one kind of pissed me off because I was ready to cut the game off at the end of the third quarter. You don't. I
Oh, for
seen
sure.
two completely different football teams, first half to second half.
Yeah.
We're in what week now? We shouldn't see that.
No.
To see two completely different football teams from first half to second half, that's not week 1 and 2. Like that's some bullshit. So, like I said, bro, we're gonna be losing. We're not about to teach guys how to win. Let's just save that for next season. We won some games early. Let's get this shit over with and get a top 10 pick. That shit is frustrating. Some guys, we got guys on this roster that's just been getting checks that y'all haven't even seen play in 2 to 3 years. Let's see what they have. I want to see what Tyler Larson has. I want to see why Tyler Larson has been able to make a roster every year. Like I
Yeah.
want to
What's
see
up
some
with
of these
that?
guys get on the field, bro. Like that's where I'm at with this. This is where I'm at, Kevin. I want to see some of these guys get on the field and see what they actually have,
Let them play.
so we can tell what we so in 4-man rush going to draft mode and we looking at who we want to draft. At least we get to look at our whole roster and see what we have already.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that, man. I mean, me and you, we steadily talk about, the trenches is where the tone of the game will be set, and that's definitely true. Looking at it again today, I mean, at times, I mean, we was in the chat talking about, man, they was getting good push. Both Paradis and Miller were, had they surf out, they had them some pancakes early. I'm like, okay, we getting a hat on a hat today, and then I mean, like you said, just two totally different teams. Like, you know, we can't put it all on coaching, but Rule and the staff also got to learn, how to coach to win as well. It's not just simply on the players to execute the win, but the coaches got to learn how to win. Like again, what we burnt? Did we burn all 3 of our timeouts on one series?
Man, this is 2 weeks in a row, people.
I'm sitting here like, wait a minute,
2
hold
weeks
up.
in a row, people.
At least last week in Kansas City, we got a touchdown out of it. Not that I'm
True.
saying that made it better, but still, it's like, did
man.
we really just burn all 3 of our first half timeouts on one series? Did we even score?
That's a damn good question.
We scored on what? 2 we punted on the first series, but that got canceled out because we forced a turnover and got a touchdown. We scored another touchdown, and we got a field goal. And then I think on the last drive of the first half, we had a big play, almost got a field goal out of it, but they reversed the call. So, I mean, the first half, that was efficient for the offense. You score out of 3 out of 4 possessions. The 5th possession is basically an 8-second, prayer. The offense did okay the first half. I just think, when you come out at halftime, what happened?
We don't got nobody to curse nobody out in the locker room. That's why.
It came out. It wasn't even bad. The defense bended, but gave them a field goal. So, it's 20-17. That's still a game. Offense gets a first down, but I guess they punt. But, a punt's not always bad. We pin them inside the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
We got them inside the 3-yard line down 20-17. That's still a game.
That's still a game, bro.
Keep fighting at that point. Then all of a sudden, boom, Ronald Jones goes off for 98, and the whole team just kind of unraveled at that point. I just think they kind of that's that was it right there.
Yeah.
That was the death blow.
It was. And then we had that big return, and the momentum tried to get back, but that defense just couldn't stop Tom, bro. Tom was focused in that second half, dude. You could just see it. I agree with you, Larry. He went in there and jacked their shit up. And you could see the team responded, especially on defense, too, man.
The thing with Tom Brady, how many deep balls did he miss over the top? Imagine if he didn't even really have a good game, and he still put 300 on us. Imagine if he hit some of those deep balls over the top. This would have been a 60-point blowout. I don't know why teams bail us out by settling for field goals. This defense cannot stop anybody. Brady had so many opportunities to burn us up over the top, and he missed.
He missed. Real talk.
And let me just bring this up because I'm over here. I'm always peeping the stats. This is the same Ronald Jones that last week 3 carries for 9 yards against the Saints. Week before that, 7 carries for 23 yards versus the Giants. I'm looking at the first time he played us, 7 carries for 23 yards. The Broncos, 13 carries for 53 yards. So this is not someone that's hold on, I forgot, left one out. Raiders, 13 carries for 34 yards. So just the same way we gave Fournette his season high, we just did the same thing, with Ronda. All they doing is like, that play worked for you last time. Hey, coach, let me try the same play. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that we just turn people who are pedestrian against everybody else, because when you think about it, we like to think we're a better team than the Giants, defensively. We like to think we're better than the Broncos defensively. These teams, they had them in check. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that that we not doing? Because even if you take away that 98-yard run he had, he still had like 90-something yards on 22 other carries. So he still was eating pretty good. So I'm like I say, man. We just not the point, just not getting through, and it's enough blame to go around for everybody, coaches, players. I've always sided with more blame on the players and coaches, because during the week you're not coaching your team to do this. There's no way in the God's green earth, or we're telling, hey, Trey, go at his ankles, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's just no way, and it's not just put it all on Trey, but Tahir Whitehead. My God, he was so far out of position that on that touchdown run, like it was just horrible, man.
I seen Trey Boston dive at the sticks. The sticks that the referees hold on the sideline? I seen him dive at those. No player, nobody was in the vicinity of actually getting hit. He just dove at the sticks. We're like,
I bet he
Just
missed
out
the
there running
sticks.
to get a check. He missed everything, bro. All he caught is grass. So at the end of the day, I know he's one of those guys where, last year he got to be back with his buddies. We were supposed to be on the win now Super Bowl mode, so he played with so much enthusiasm and so much leadership. You don't see that today. Remember we talked about how valuable he was because he brought that leadership and that enthusiasm that nobody on last year's rosters had but him. Where's that shit at now? That's what I'm asking. Like I don't see the same player at all. We all know he can't tackle, but where's that leadership that we thought was so valuable to give him a contract?
It's
I just
weird.
don't see it.
I mean, he's not making plays on the ball either. I mean, usually at least one of the better coverage safeties, but I guess he didn't really have much opportunity because we can't cover nobody. Our linebackers can't cover. We can't come on the perimeter, so we're not getting much of those attacking in his zone. But, I mean, I always say with this defense, just our ability on offense to control time and possession, in the defense, being able to limit big plays and force the other team to use up clock made them look a lot better statistically than they actually are. We gave that be able to shorten the game like that by keeping the clock running, kind of condensed the game and kept it low scoring and allowed us to have a chance at the end. So what about maybe 1 week your offense has an off day? Well, now your defense is asked to do more, and they're just not they're not able to handle that much on their plate. And I think that's what you get today. And I mean, it should have been worse if Brady hit some of those passes over the top. I mean, they scoring 60 on us. So I just think this is the real Panthers defense is what we saw today. When the offense can't control time and possession, keep the opponent's quarterback on the sideline. I mean, that's who they are.
Yeah. Our secondary is depleted. Go ahead, Kevin.
And I was just going to say, I was just looking at. I know if one of us not thinking it, one of our listeners are. Trey Boston's contract. He signed a 3-year, $18 million deal. Now he got $9 of the $18 million out of this year. He's getting 9.4 this year, but he's not going to be. If we were to quote part ways with him, it's going to have to be after next season, because his 2022 cap hit is $2.6 million. So. Yeah, at this point, I'm ready to see some Kenny Robinson at safety. To be honest with you, Trey, you got your money you've been waiting for. I mean,
you said,
yeah, you good. You know what I'm saying? Because I can honestly say,
my boy getting $587,000 a game, Kev. He good. He ain't worried about playing.
He good. Good.
Yeah. So I mean, he played more hungry when he was getting on 1-year deals with the Chargers and the Cardinals.
Exactly.
But which is why I can understand, management sometimes hesitate to sign these, big long-term contracts. Like, who's the last player you seen live up to his, his big second contract?
In the Panther uniform?
Yeah, in the Panthers uniform.
Christian, I guess. Christian play when he on the field. He play like he don't give a fuck about what kind of money he's making.
I would say Kawan Short from 2015 to 2018. I think he showed he was worthy of that extension that he got.
I mean, that boy
and then
was
injuries just robbed him.
After his surgery, that boy was on Instagram all smiles, partying with his cousin, bro. He don't care about this football.
I mean, you look at Trey on that one touchdown run. Yeah, that looked bad. Took a poor angle, allowed him to go 98 yards. But we're still looking at the Bucs. I mean, they had 75-yard drive after 75-yard drive.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't Trey Boston getting beat on every single one of them 75-yard drives they have, and it was a little bit of everything. You can't stop the run. I mean, the linebackers still playing very poorly. Although Shaq, I thought, stepped it up a little bit today.
Well today. Yeah.
Hey, this is the first time in 2 years I've seen Shaq make a play.
Outside of Brian Burns on the defensive line. I mean, we played a lot more man coverage today, like everybody asked for. And we're still getting beat. I mean, hell, even Jeremy Chin was struggling covering tight ends today. I mean, Rasul Douglas versus Mike Evans, he was struggling all day. I think on the last touchdown drive for Tampa, they threw at Troy Pride 3 or 4 times consecutively. Yeah. I mean, it's a collective effort from everybody on defense today. It's hard to find a bright spot outside of Brian Burns today.
So my question is, if we play more man, why are we not bumping on the line? We got like a 7 to 9 yard cushion on these guys.
I don't know.
You can't cover.
Let's just.
I don't think I trust anybody own a defense that can cover right now. I mean,
I don't want
plus,
to hear that, man, because you know what philosophy. You're Matt Rule. You know what philosophy that you want, right? You wouldn't slam the table to take that boy in the second round. Why would you take him in the second round? You knew he couldn't cover. Like, come on, bro. You study guys. You know their strengths and weaknesses. What you go get Troy Pride for if he can't do what you want him to do in your defense? It's your defense now. It ain't like you dealing with the last regime's players. You went and got your guys. So somebody gotta make that make sense to me.
I mean, we gave everybody what they wanted. They played man coverage today, and Brady threw up 300 yards and should have had 508 touchdowns, but he kept overthrowing guys. I mean,
so I'm thinking this is
what else? I mean, we saw that we weren't playing that soft zone as much. I mean, on third down, yeah, that 3rd and 19, which is a whole nother story. We did kind of get soft, but the times we played man coverage, I mean, they were beating us then.
That's another thing I see.
Brown was wide open for a touchdown on like the first series.
That's one thing. That's another thing I want to address. Like I know I'm not getting paid millions to be a coach, but I seen similar things from Ryan. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 19. What's with these guys wanting to sag off like that and being that what Kevin called that prevent defense? Honestly, if it's 3rd and 19, you know you got to have a long developing play to get that type of yardage. Go after these guys. Press them, blitz them, rush them. Like, what's the point of sitting back and letting them get the 19? That will never make sense to me. But we've been watching that for 2 coaching regimes now. Like, it don't make no sense, bro.
That goes both ways, though. I mean, I think it's a bad. I would definitely like to see more aggressiveness on the 3rd and longs. At the same time, where's the tackling? I mean, how you letting? I mean, I think if the Saints Kamara breaks a tackle and converts a 3rd and 13, then today a tight end. You got 2 defenders there with a tight end with 8 yards to get. All you got to do is make the tackle. Both of the guys go low. He go over top and convert it.
You know what? We can't blame coaching on that because that's what they hype on. Oh, Matt Rule bring this college philosophy. They do live practices more than any other team. They're physical in practice. Ain't no excuse for tackling, bro. If that's the type of practice that you're running, ain't no excuse for tackling.
That's what my thing is. I think this is a position coach thing, not a head coach HC OC DC thing. I think this is a position coach thing. There's certain techniques and certain things that these guys need to know, and they spend more time with the position coaches than with the head folks. That's what worries me about this. Luke Kuechly had phenomenal linebacker coaches. You know, there was a time when we were kicking ass in 2015, 2016, you know, whatever. When you know, well, I should say back when what's his name was our DC.
McDermott.
McDermott. But we had some really good position coaches under McDermott. Now I think they didn't bring that with them when they came because they just don't have that type of clout. Maybe I don't know.
Nah, Bean took him with him to Buffalo.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Buffalo and DC. That's where our people
some
are.
Some guys got head coaching jobs. You know.
We talk about. I think with McDermott though, we're looking at the finished product, not where it started. Look at the 2011 McDermott defense. That's where it started. They were horrible. They
were horrible. Yeah. Yeah. So
it didn't turn around. It didn't turn around to year. It didn't turn around to year 3. That's what people just keep realizing. Year 3 is just the tell for not only players but for coaching as well. Rivera year 3, McDermott year 3. You know, players. Josh Norman year 3. Obviously, you know, well, Shaq, you know, anyway. But, you know, but, you know, just something I was just looking at, Tim, you brought up about the number of drives. Okay, each team had 11 drives. Just try to stomach this with me for one moment here. Tampa Bay, 10 plays, 75 yards. Tampa Bay, 14 plays, 70 yards. Tampa Bay, 9 plays, 75 yards. Tampa Bay, 10 plays, 69 yards. 1 play, 98 yards. And 9 plays, 75 yards. 6 of the 11 drives is like 70 yards or more. Like, that's no reason why they flipped it on us, because the first game around, we dominated time of possession.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they came back and said, well, shit, how about now? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we only had the ball like 23 minutes, you know what I'm saying, today. And it's just, I mean, like Will said, it's not just solely on Trey Boston. It's a lot of other players not making plays to constantly on 6 out of 11 drives to just get, just get on like that.
I
That
thought
was just,
I
you
thought
know,
y'all got tired of getting on Whitehead.
Oh, Whitehead, man, that guy.
That's why we on Boston today. Each week you can pick a vet that's not doing shit.
I
Each
mean,
week you can
right?
pick out a vet. We can just focus on that vet and why they not shit. Each week.
but
What's up?
truth be told, you could rotate amongst the same 3 vets every week: Trey,
Yeah,
Shaq, and Whitehead. Pick
yeah.
a vet.
For real.
Because everybody else is either young or German getting slots. I
Yep.
mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who the vet on the defensive line right now?
Obata.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
ain't
and,
no
and even
vet,
he was able
but
to put in
There's no
some
vet.
work.
Yeah, really.
He was putting in
I
some work for what it was. I mean, our friends, when I saw him line up at 3
I'll tell
technique, like, well,
you
Lord,
Yeah, I
who
was like,
played
what the
like a
fuck?
vet today. I'll
Who's
tell
that?
you who played like a vet today. B. Roy. Ravion Roy played like a goddamn
Oh
vet. He
yeah,
was
he
making
played. He played
plays.
his
So
ass off. Yeah.
I see growth in him every week. So this is what at this point, this is what we should be looking forward to every Sunday. Like pick out a player that's young, rookie, 1 or 2 year guy that's making strides. And there's a guy that's player of the game for me. The
yeah,
way he looked in week 2 versus today, 2 different players.
he had 3 tackles, 2
Yeah.
quarterback hits, and 2 quarterback hurries. So Bravion Roy, definitely was on one today.
Mm-hmm.
And when you really think about it, everybody wants to talk about, bash guys who ain't even gonna be on the roster next year, like Whitehead. I mean, if you want to look at where you're gonna be next year, look at the guys that who are gonna be the building blocks for the next 2-3 years, like Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Bravion Roy, Jeremy Chin. I mean, I like what I'm seeing a little bit from Sam Franklin at safety. I mean, these are the guys we should be looking at as, let's get these core guys, some experience and build around them. And I think as you start building and building and building, you're going to start to see that unit get better and better. But, guys like Whitehead, Trey and Shaq are on 3-year deals? I mean, how long do you think they're going to be around? So
Yeah,
the
Shaq
focus
on a
really needs
4,
to be
Che
on
on a
these young
3.
guys. Well, Shaq really on a 1, I think, because they're not going to release him, but because I think after year 1 they got to out. But even if Shaq, I don't think Shaq is the problem. If you can get better surrounding talent around him, I think it's more about not having good play at cornerback. I think middle linebacker play has been terrible this year. I think safety play has been bad this year. We just got to get some pieces to complement these guys, and I think you have enough, foundational young players to build around, and maybe a guy like a vet like Shaq that can, have somebody to help him as well, and I think you can have something there. But guys like Whitehead, they're not even going to be on the roster next year, so
Yeah.
too much time spent on guys like that.
Yeah,
But my thing is I'm sorry, like, real quick. My thing is with Shaq though. I mean, I don't know if anybody else noticed. When he found out that his mom passed away when we was over in London, I just seen his energy just like I'm seeing him this year and last. I even went back and watched some all 22 films. He's in position to make a lot of the plays he was making last year before she passed away. Up tonight, it's like I just don't see that same zest for it. I mean, it affects players differently. Like, truth be told, Kelvin Benjamin wasn't the same after his mom passed away.
Nah, man.
If I'm not mistaken, Shaq, that was his only parent in his life. I mean, again, you're a professional. I know you got to make plays, but some players can, thrive above it, and some players, struggle with it. So I'm not trying to make excuses for Shaq, because at the end of the day, you are paid. You did sign that money to play. You played with 2 of the best linebackers the Panthers ever had, so I get that. But I'm just not seeing Shaq with that same zest and that same fire that he had.
I just see a lot of these vets that we signed that we know not going to be on the roster. After they put that, they take that picture on the website where they at the table signing that check. Soon as they did that, they go to Walmart and get them some ski masks, bro. Because these motherfuckers are stealing money, bro. Stephen Weatherly, Junior Whitehead, Trey Boston. They getting us the fast with ski masks. I swear to God, bro. That's what they doing, bro. Michael Schofield, you already see him? When the last time you see him take a snap, bro?
Week 2.
These dudes is just getting checks. You telling me he can't beat out? Yo, I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, bro. These guys that we just know came to get a contract, and I respect that, bro. They worked hard to get to the NFL, but they don't care about no winning, bro. They don't care about being an example for these young guys. If we go sign vets, I'd just rather have some vets that care, bro. Like these guys don't care.
I do
And
want
that's
to give a shout out.
That's a
Oh, go
challenge
ahead,
of
Will.
being a college coach coming into the NFL, I think, as well. Because in college, you're bringing them in as freshmen or seniors out of high school and developing them in your program, and they learn your way and the only way. Whereas the NFL, you're just bringing in guys to fill holes in free agency. They're not buying into the culture about 5 years from now. They don't care. They're not going to be here 5 years from now.
Exactly.
So trying to sell them on a culture and a long-term vision is going to be tough.
They know it's a
I think that's
business.
just something wrong with the overall climate of the league. Like I just don't think a lot of these guys. I think these guys are getting so much money, but it's hard to find football players that just enjoy playing the game still. That's why we enjoy guys like Luke Kuechly for so long. We enjoy. I don't care what you say about Cam, how good of a quarterback he is. He's been my favorite player just because of the way he played the game. He loves the game.
Yeah.
He don't care what his contract looked like. You know, he got his money, but he's playing the game because he loves it. You don't really got guys like that no more. It's hard to find, bro.
Hard to
We might
find.
have 3 guys in our locker room that's like that right now. Out of 50, whatever, we might have 3. Like nobody's really playing because they love the game no more. I just don't see it.
I know one thing I want to say, and Larry, I didn't know how much you peeped him out today, but I hope a guy like Trenton Scott, I hope he's allowed to stick around. That kid, he he had a couple of oofs, but overall, I like he plays physical and he plays nasty. Number 73, like he started at left tackle. I mean,
And you know that when it comes to training camp, he's gonna be that guy pushing guys that's taking this shit for granted.
Yep.
and y'all
Somebody gonna
notice,
come take they contract for granted. They think they got a spot. He gonna sneak up and take somebody's spot. He's the one that's gonna bring the competition to camp because he's doing it already. He's been doing it. When they're like, come on, Greg Little shouldn't have to compete with nobody. New motherfuckers traded up for this guy. And he's sitting on the bench watching 72
he
do
got
this work.
0 snaps today, if I remember correctly. Zero. Zip 0. Like I just kept watching that left side, and then when they announced
I don't
Daly
remember
was
him in the
in,
game at all.
yeah, when they announced Daly was in, I mean, and to be truth be told, the 3 sacks they got on Teddy, it didn't come from that left side, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, so if young guys like that, because let's remember next year, and I know the salary cap gonna be a lot tighter, because the NFL not gonna have its revenue, which is what they use to determine the salary cap. So it's gonna be guys like a Trendon Scott that we're gonna have to develop and look to possibly get reps in, because I don't see a Coon coming back. He can't stay healthy long enough to come back. So, I mean, are we really ready to hand it over to Greg Little in year 3? Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. So, yeah. So I just want to make sure that fans, get a chance to appreciate guys like Trent Scott. He came from what? Grambling, right? Grambling guy, undrafted free agent.
He was from
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
guys
Grambling
like,
State.
yeah, Grambling State. Yeah. So, all these Power 5 schools. I mean, if you know how to play, you know how to play. And like I said, he plays physical, he plays nasty. He just needs to get some things refined with his footwork and his handwork placement. But yeah, I think we got some pieces to build with. But like I say, guys like that is who we need to include in the long term, not guys that's just, like you say, looking to get paid to move on.
Yeah, man. And of course, we'll have a lot more to expound on once we get the film, and we can pinpoint shit. But I don't think there's.
Oh, do we have to watch that?
I'm gonna do a special. I'm gonna be able to point out guys that is playing for checks and guys that that want to be here. I'll be able to point that out easy. You can see that on film.
The money boys. The
you
money boys.
You could take Trey Boston. Trey Boston dove at the sticks, bro. He wasn't even nowhere near the ball carrier. He just dove at the sticks.
That's a Carolina Panther first down.
When you see bodies flying around, look like you playing hard. You know what I'm saying? That was just him acting like you playing hard, bro. Just diving.
Yeah.
Bro. I can't believe it. The guy that was begging for a contract, begging to come back to Carolina, showing so much leadership last year. Like, where the fuck he go? Because I don't know who in number 33 now. I don't know who wearing that jersey.
Bro, how we let
It ain't the
him?
Trey Boston we were advocating.
How we let a man with 2 fingers intercept us today, bro?
Bro, you see that shit?
He caught that
You get,
smooth
Man,
give me that
he caught that, man.
shit
on a zone
Doing the
blitz.
Ninja Turtle
on
hands?
us. Yeah, Pierre Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah, we call him Ninja Turtle hands in the hood.
man.
You know, he was with the Giants for a long time. I'm from
Yeah.
Jersey. That's what we started calling him.
Oh, okay.
Ninja Turtle hands.
Ninjas in a half shell. Well, all right, folks.
Said
Shit.
Great Little eating an hour later.
Yeah, you see that shit? Chico sticks.
Man.
Oh, concussion ass. Oh man. Hey, appreciate you guys dropping by, man. I'm sorry this wasn't on good terms, but you know, it is what it is. We'll have more to talk about. Who we got up next?
We could have just talked about the first half, Tim, and we could have just signed
Yeah,
off.
the Detroit Lions.
That's what we should have done.
Again, so.
That would have been the most optimistic take ever, bro. Just talking about the first half, and we could have went to bed.
You said Detroit will?
Yeah, Detroit.
We got the Lions
week at home.
At home, thank God.
No, but where we are, man, we can't take nobody for granted, man. You know.
Nobody.
Nah, bro.
Ain't nobody better. I better not see nobody turn their nose up at the Detroit Lions.
Why? Hell no.
I'd be nervous if we was playing the 0-9 Jets. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Like real talk, bro. Like for real.
I would.
People talking about we got an easy schedule going forward. My ass. Shit.
The Jets gave Cam and them all they can handle last week.
Exactly.
We to get right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Let's see. Let put Zylstra at the X. Let him get some primary reads. You know what I'm saying? Put some of these young guys in. Let me see what the hell Farrah Cooper about. Like he ain't shit for a returner.
Right.
So.
What returns? What? Wait a minute.
Huh? What?
Y'all know how many punts we done forced all year? Y'all want to laugh?
Are we in single digits yet?
We just barely over. Panthers have forced 12 punts all year.
Man, I'm done. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Done. Fucking done. Y'all have a good night.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Stop.
Bro, we ain't even got
Look,
a bacon
Larry
duck,
signed
man.
off. Yo, this is week 10, bro. This is week 10, my nigga.
And the most we forced was 4 against the Bucks. Week 2, we forced them to 4 punts.
Man, I'm done.
4 punts, man. Yeah,
Fucking
bruh.
done. Fucking done. Fucking done. Y'all got me sweating up in here, bro, and it's cold outside. Y'all better stop playing. I'm done. Done. Y'all have a good night. I'm done. I'm done. Done. Y'all have a good night.